Today on Inside Tuscaloosa City Schools, we're all about summer programs. You'll see highlights of some of the programs, as well as hear from parents, students, and volunteers as they talk about what they think about the TCS Enrichment camps. And we opened school libraries at 4 sites this summer. We'll show you what went on there. Let's get this action-packed show started. Hi, thanks for joining us today for Inside Tuscaloosa City Schools. I'm Eddie McClinton. This is one of the most anticipated summers in recent memory because of the new TCS Enrichment camps. Let's see highlights from day one.
How do they find it? How do they solve the problem? Guys, keep holding it. Remember, you guys got to...
He's trying to do is he's trying to look at things like airport schedules.
And engineering a catapult was also a big hit for students, where they were able to design, build, and test their own catapults. They also held a competition for longest distance, accuracy, and precision.
We were going to do this project in school earlier this year, but we didn't have time to do it. So when Enrichment came along, I figured, let's try to do this project. Maybe I'll get picked to do the class. So what the kids did was we did a little presentation about the catapult, its history, what it is, how it works, how it's used modern day like an aircraft carriers for planes to go off of it. And then we took a book and we started designing catapults.
Pretty much he just gave us a bag of supplies and we had a book and we had to plan out a couple of designs of catapults and pick which one we thought would work best. They
drew and labeled, and I gave them 2 bags with certain materials in it, and they just started building.
Yes, it's very fun. It's an immense opportunity you get to take, and you just go in here and you build stuff and you make it.
And they've tested, retested, rebuilt, broke some of them, and now what they're doing is testing off 5 activities we're going to do Thursday, which is distance, shooting into an empty tub, height, breaking a cup wall, and the other one is target practice.
And then we spent the whole day building and testing and then trying to, so if the angle was wrong, we'd readjust it and trying to get the perfect angle.
Catapult's pretty simple. I mean, its focus is more on length, not as much on accuracy. It was kind of easy. It broke a lot. It wasn't very sturdy.
We wanted to make a slingshot because no one else could get it far enough, and now we got the longest range on that.
They've all done a pretty good job, and I've enjoyed watching them do it.
A class at the TCS Summer Enrichment camps that really hit the target with high school students was the Marksmanship class, where students learned the basics of shooting an air rifle and gun safety.
The opportunity came up to do this summer program when they were asking for volunteers, and we thought that this would be a great opportunity to introduce the sport of marksmanship to some kids that have never been associated with it outside of JROTC.
We're basically learning the fundamentals of marksmanship, the safety of marksmanship, and everything basically that you need to do when handling a rifle or a weapon at that.
We learned how to shoot in the prone position, which is laying down, and the standing position, and we learned how to attach the slings and how to use a pellet, 1.77 meter pellet gun.
And you know, one of the first classes we teach as part of this is basic gun safety. You know, and teaching kids not to be afraid of guns, but to treat them with respect, just like you would any tool that's capable of causing harm. So I mean, they all have to memorize the 4 rules of marksmanship safety that we teach them. Every time before they get on the line, they've got to recite those and know what they are.
Our 4 safety rules. 1 is control your muzzle at all times. 2 is make sure keep the action open. 3, control your trigger finger. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire, and keep your action open.
Well, we hope to just introduce the kids to the joy of shooting. Okay, there's a lot of satisfaction, you know, that people get from, you know, a very safe sport that this is, from just going out and putting, you know, rounds through a paper target.
I wanted to learn about marksmanship and be able to go out on the range with my dad.
Well, back in the spring, applications poured into the TCS Summer Enrichment camps. The waiting list was long, as spots in the program were at a premium. We asked parents if the program met their expectations.
The Summer Enrichment Program is excellent. It's great to have the kids, well, I have 2 kids, being able to be here at the same time. The enrichment is great, but they're also having fun. They come home exhausted because they've played and they've learned.
Yeah, this is her first year, and she's very excited about going. She's very excited about being here, being with some of her friends from school, regular school year and everything.
They've been having fun these past days, and they enjoyed it. They come home and they start talking what they do all day. They're having fun while they're still learning.
It's going really well. Yeah, they are very happy. I have 2 daughters who are in the program. They're really excited. They were just running this morning, you know. Yeah, they're really happy, so we are happy. You know.
My daughter is loving it. She come home excited every day, just excited about what she's learning.
Well, so far it's been fun. They love it. They've been making a lot of, I guess, crafts and projects, and they're just happy, and I'm really happy that they are in a school environment.
He's very engaged. He's excited. He loves doing the science and the math, and it's put in a way where it's fun.
Not only allows them to play with their peers, you know, which is not always the case when they get home, but also allow them to kind of retain more about what they have already learned, and then maybe increase them more for next year. So.
Oh, definitely. We got to get rid of that summer slide to keep their minds going, keep that reading, keep those enrichment. The program is good. They have STEM programs and the STEAM programs, so they're doing all kinds of excellent activities.
They get out of the routine. So the reading and learning and math and stuff like that, and the enrichment, being with others, it's good for them during the summertime. Keeps them safe also.
I love it so far too, because it's a good opportunity for them to still learning and have fun.
I think it's wonderful. It's a great program. It keeps the learning curve going even over the summer, so we love it.
You know, summer is a time when they fall behind, and I think this is a good way of, you know, making it fun, but also ensuring that their kind of intellectual and, you know, cognitive development continues.
This is a huge help for us parents as well, who needs to go to work and also care for them. So.
Well, I am so happy about the whole thing. You know, when this thing came out at the middle of spring, I didn't think it was going to be working out for this summer. So when when City School pulled it together, I was just so happy, and I was probably the first of few people who submitted the application, because you can't beat it. The price is half of what you would pay anywhere in the city. And again, in the school environment, I'm just happy they pulled this together.
I would tell them, come on, try it, give it a try. Yes, it's always something new, a new experience to learn.
I think this is wonderful, and I really appreciate all their efforts. I think it's a great program, actually. Yeah.
Well, there's more stories about our exciting summer coming up. Stick around. You're watching Inside Tuscaloosa City Schools.
Keep up with the latest Tuscaloosa City Schools news. Check out exciting photos and informative videos by liking the Tuscaloosa City Schools on Facebook. Log on to facebook.com/TCS Board of Ed for the latest in City Schools news.
Teachers across Tuscaloosa are preparing the next generation of leaders, and their efforts are made easier with your support. From the classroom to the community to the playing field, see how City School students are making an impact. Watch Inside Tuscaloosa City Schools Monday through Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. and Thursday and Friday at 6:30 p.m. on Comcast Channel 20 and UVerse Channel 99.
For up-to-the-minute notices on important Tuscaloosa City Schools happenings, follow us on Twitter at TCS Board of Ed.
Welcome back. Students in the Summer Enrichment Program are getting hands-on learning experience in activities that few of them have ever experienced before.
There was a large group for the class Weaving a Loom taught by Julie Parsons. Students were able to design with yarns and ribbons as well as other textile materials. Several students gave the class high marks and talked about the things that they learned.
We've learned how to weave on a loom, and we learned how to make friendship bracelets and learn how to use yarn in different ways. We've learned how to take materials that like yarn and fuzzy yarn and make it into a decorative piece that you could put in your house or something that you could hang up.
Classes like Weaving a Loom are designed to expose students to new things and spark interests and a love for learning.
I just love learning, and learning different things is just so cool to me. I like it a lot because in each class it teaches you something different that you've learned, and in each class is different because you don't learn the same thing in every class.
Well, one of the classes in the TCS Summer Enrichment Program that really took off was the one called Flying Through Summer.
One of the classes in the TCS Summer Enrichment Program that really took off was called Flying Through Summer. Students watch as a hobby helicopter performs loops and spins. Then they put on the goggles and get a first-person view as a plane glides hundreds of feet overhead. It's a field trip to the West Alabama Aero Modelers Field, the culminating activity of Flying Through Summer, taught by Leanna and Harry McWilliams.
He's showing us all his planes that he has invented, and he's giving us quizzes and showing us what they look in the sky with his goggles. We're just watching him fly the airplanes and learning all about them. Well, at first I thought it was going to be about rockets, just rockets, but then it was about planes and helicopters and rockets, so then I thought it was really fun.
Participants have explored the history of flight from its inception all the way to space travel.
I like looking at all the planes and learning about the people who invented the planes and the hot air balloons and rockets and all of that. I learned a lot about people who tried to invent the airplanes and a lot about history about the airplanes.
Well, this Enrichment Summer Camp would not have been quite the success it was without a group of awesome volunteers who also happen to be city school students.
Well, my mom is actually a teacher here, so I decided to sign up. She signed up and help her and everyone else here.
I actually contacted the superintendent. I said I needed something to do over the summer, and I'm going to be a senior this year, so I decided I need to give back to my school system, and I figured this was a good way to do it.
It was an experience, so I guess I love experiences too. It was something new. It was something I haven't done before, so.
I keep a close relationship with this school, and my former counselor told me about it, and I was all in.
It's been really hard, but I would say it was a challenge, but it also was an accomplishment because I could have never done it without people beside me.
One kid, he couldn't make a car, so I was like, okay, let me help you. Walked him out, can't make it, and he made his car. Made it roll. This is a good place to really figure out what kids want to do. This is a good opening
eye-opener for opportunities and different kinds of subjects and topics, and it's just good for kids to get different views and different points.
It's interesting to meet new volunteers rather, and to become friends with them and learn about them, and to go through this together.
A lot of these, they're actually all younger than me, so I've been helping them with high school and stuff like that.
Well, I made good friends. You know, it'll help me for me to help others, like if I can come back next year when they have it.
Because I have so much respect for teachers, and when they go out there and just like act so happy, even though their day might be like the worst day possible, they're still like, I can do it, I can push through it, and they did it, and I'm very excited that I got to see all that happen.
I've learned that to be a teacher means to have patience. It means to be strong, but yet caring. And so I've now have a new appreciation for them. I already appreciated them, but now it's on another level.
I've always respected teachers a lot because their job, I think, is one of the hardest in the world. And now I respect them even more because they do so much for every generation. They're the ones that prepare every generation for the future. So.
The best part, there's been a lot of good parts to it. I got to really see how kids grow in the classroom and see what keeps them entertained. It's been really cool watching kids learn. That's been the best part.
It has exceeded my expectations to see the children glow up when I come around, to see them get more involved with education. It's my heart.
In the Summer Enrichment Dance Camp, students learned jazz and ballet and performed for parents on day 3. And it appeared that they had a lot more experience than just a few days.
The silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move, mountains, bring it to its feet. Move, mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up.
Students gave the TCS Summer Enrichment Program glowing reviews. Hear what some of them had to say.
I think it's been a really great experience. I would say that you should do it because it's really fun. You don't have to do that much work. They let you do activities. And it's just fun.
It's very exciting because, usually whenever you do something in the summer, you might not know many people, so you might be very shy. But here, I think I've met, new people and, seen friends from my school, so, yeah.
I like it because it's school in the summer, and I really like school, so that's why I really like school in the summer.
It's fun. You get to do a lot of stuff.
We get to do really cool stuff that you usually don't get to do at school, and it's just really cool and fun.
It's very fun to work with friends to do cool stuff.
Because we get to learn new things that we didn't know and learn about special artists. And we get to tell people things that we learned.
It's been fun. I made a lot of friends. I socialized. Yeah, it was fun.
Instead of just sitting home, eating, sleeping, I got to come out and do something and still have fun at the same time.
I would tell them to go to this enrichment camp. I think it's very fun and there's a lot of different choices.
The teachers, they're just it's kinetic. They come with you, they help you on things. If you're not understanding, they're right there with you, helping you learn. You're never lost in this camp. You're always learning, you're always on track.
Well, it's fun because it's not it's not just reading in the textbooks and worksheets, but it's actually interactive.
Summer enrichment is a very fun experience, and I did learn a lot from it.
When we come back, we'll show you that teachers also took the time to be students this summer. It's next. Don't go away.
Teachers across Tuscaloosa are preparing the next generation of leaders, and their efforts are made easier with your support. From the classroom to the community to the playing field, see how City School students are making an impact. Watch Inside Tuscaloosa City Schools Monday through Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. and Thursday and Friday at 6:30 p.m. on Comcast Channel 20 and UVerse Channel 99.
Welcome back. TCS teachers were among dozens throughout the area who participated in the annual Alabama Math Science Technology Initiative training this summer.
This is Year 2 Science, and so this is for teachers who were trained last year in Year 1, and this is the second half of their training so that when they go back to school in August, they will be fully trained and ready to implement AMSTI Science.
My goal this week is to learn ways to help students connect learning to hands-on experiences. That just encourages discussion and connections to the real world.
I'm really excited to learn how to best implement these kits in my classroom, and getting practice with my peers really is going to help me ensure that I teach my students the best that I can.
My goal is to come away more prepared to teach the science standards and also to understand what to do with the different science kits.
So it's just an opportunity for me to familiarize myself with what is expected, what are the standards, and how can we make this as engaging and hands-on for the kids as possible.
AMSTI Science is about the content, which is what students need to know, but not only what they need to know, but how they need to exhibit that they know that content. It's very hands-on and conceptual.
They really get to get in there and experience the world, and having the opportunities to put their hands on these materials and really experiment with them and learn.
They love it because it helps them hold on to it and take ownership of what they've learned, and it's not something they'll forget. It's real. It's going to last.
We want students to have an understanding of why the world works the way it does, so that they can actually be problem solvers and figure out the why of things.
You know, what we're doing right now, I mean, I'm enjoying it, so if I'm enjoying it, I would imagine that my 5 and 6 year olds are going to have a blast. They won't even realize, I think a lot of times they won't even realize how much knowledge they're gaining through these experiences.
As a teacher, you're never finished learning. I mean, you are a lifelong learner, and I ask questions all the time and Google answers, and so it's important that students understand that learning never stops.
As part of the Booking It Through Summer at Your School Library program, a West Lawn Middle School librarian brought in a special guest.
Neil Ann Thomas asked me to come and do my chemistry magic show to engage the students and get them, really pumped up about learning science, so I was more than happy to do it.
Stevens created for students elephant toothpaste, a genie in a bottle, clear liquids changing colors, and fire with vapor.
She is showing that chemistry is really not magic, but the way she presents it is in such a way that makes it seem like magic.
Because I think science is so important, and oftentimes students don't understand what's happening, so they do think it's magic. So I want to present it to them so it looks like magic, but then explain the science behind it.
It's a great way to grab the attention of these 6th graders and make science dynamic. And one student showed that he could do something that even Stevens couldn't do.
It's an enrichment activity, but it's also to pump up science so that they're interested in science. A lot of children are not interested in science, but she presents it in such a way that I think they'll leave here with definitely wanting to know more about it, and maybe enter the classrooms in the fall with a yearning to learn more about how things work.
Stevens says the job field is abundant for those who want to teach science, so she is committed to reaching children and sparking that interest.
Because if they start young and they get interested in science, we offer a lot of scholarships and great opportunities. And I can tell you that if you're willing to become a science teacher, you have a job when you graduate from college.
The Booking It Through Summer at Your Local School Library program gives students a chance to stay connected to their schools, check out reading materials, and be exposed to some cool stuff.
That is an enrichment program that we offer for not only students that are currently at the schools during other classes, but for the community also. We have had daycares from around the community come in and expose their children to be able to check out books, use computers, and attend programs.
Once a week, the 4 participating locations had special sessions for students, like a reader's theater, building with art, Architect STEM Day, Geography program, and this visit from the Gateway Technology Center from Alberta at the Magnet School. Around half of the TCS Library Media Specialists participated in this program.
Talked about having the libraries open because not everyone has access to technology over the summer, so we wanted to make it still available to them throughout the summer, and also we wanted to offer programs and activities that maybe aren't available during the year or in their subject matter, just to kind of give them some variety.
It was also a way to feature and promote Myon, the personalized literacy environment.
Myon is fantastic. Myon is an online database for all these books. We are piloting it through the summer as Tuscaloosa City Schools is. And what is great about it is 70% of their books are nonfiction. So we are allowing our computers to be open to the community so that students can come in and read Myon books.
And there have been some fun activities for students at the library at Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School as well.
We wanted to try to do enrichment activities because we know the kids are getting a lot of educational information here, and they're coming to the library to get books to practice the reading at home. But we thought, well, let's do something that might be in the sciences or the social studies, enrichment activities.
During one of the special activities, Shellhammer taught a session on geography to 7-year-olds.
Today we were learning about geography, and depending on the age of the child, we're either learning about just cities and states in the United States or all 7 continents and the oceans.
Opening the libraries during the month of June is another way the city schools are attempting to combat the summer slide.
Well, I know with my own children that the summer can be very long, and what they've learned and they've worked very hard to learn during the school year, it can kind of slide and they'll forget those multiplication facts, and so I always think it's a good idea for kids to continue to learn, and by having the library open it allows kids to self-select and to learn fiction, nonfiction, and whatever interests them.
Representatives from the Northwest Exterminating Good Deeds team came out to the ESL Summer Program as part of their community outreach.
So today we had Northwest Exterminator come in, and they brought in several different animals local here to Alabama. Yeah, so for a lot of our English learners, they don't get a lot of this experience anywhere else. So to have them come in and experience this, and have them actually see it and touch it and learn those vocabulary words, definitely is a good way to build those vocabulary and get that experience. So the ESL Summer Program is going great. We have different units each week, and it's just to build that English, to have our students learn the vocabulary words that they won't get at home. And several of our kids are first-year LEP1 students, so limited English, and to have them here, being around other English-speaking students definitely helps.
An annual program allows students to be prepared to bounce into kindergarten.
Jumpstart is a program that helps get the students ready for kindergarten. These students have never had a pre-K experience, and this just gives them a little jump start for the upcoming school year.
Students are taught a variety of things that they need to know to function in a school setting.
Well, first of all is walking down the hallway, learning how that you can't touch the walls and knock everything down, making sure that you're quiet so the other students are learning in the classroom, you're not disturbing them. Sitting in a seat, learning to sit crisscross. Walking through the lunch line and fixing your tray and what to get and how to put it on your tray and how to carry your tray.
They work on the academic basics too.
Well, the students do a great job with the songs because they learn faster with music, I believe, and so they enjoy learning those songs. We have a letter a day that we work on. We correlate those letters to different things in the room and then different things outside.
During the 4-week program, students met local firefighters and police officers and even members of the local media. They were also introduced to a fundraising opportunity.
During the Lemonade Day, the students raised over $200, and our main focus was to show them that you have to work for what you want to get. And they wanted, they wanted the cookies, they wanted the water, they wanted that fun, but also taught them life skills, how to interact with others, how to say please, how to say thank you. And again, the community a part of it, they had to reach out and tell people about the Lemonade Day, and they also had to learn to serve people.
Keep up with the latest TCS news and information. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and visit TuscaloosaCitySchools.com/announcements. Thank you for watching this show and supporting local education. We'll see you next time.